All right. We will do one from the hat. So for those of you who have not been here before, in the Magic Hat, I have cut up questions that have been sent in that are general questions, and EQ is going to help me draw one that they would like to answer to me. And we have lots of questions. So this question says, is anyone born bad, like sociopaths and psychopaths, for example, or is it life experience like early childhood abuse that turned people into, quote, monsters? Can these people really change?
We are smiling because in the world of divine love, there is no bad or no good. There are only people walking the path their soul has written for them. So in our eyes, there is no bad. Even the psychopath, the serial murderer, the Hitlers or the Pol Pots of the world are not evil or bad. They are walking a path of teaching. They may not like their lessons. They may not like the way this is done, but it is done for a purpose. Can they change? If it is part of their life path to make a change, yes. If it is not, absolutely not. It is like asking a mouse to become a cat. It might want to become a cat. It might feel safer as a cat, but it can't become a cat. And it doesn't make it a worse being. A mouse is not a worse being than a cat. They are both living what they have been mandated to live. And nobody thinks, ooh, that mouse is evil. They may not like rodents, but they are doing the job that is needed of them on Terra. They may love cats, but cats can do some pretty wicked things when they have a mind to it. But nobody says that cat is evil for being a cat. Well, there might be some that do, but they are acting on the mandate, their path. So expecting a being whose path is to show humanity a side of what they consider evil, or work with fear in a lifetime, to say this being is bad or evil is out of divine love. They may discern that they do not want to be anywhere near them, that they do not fit on thy path, and that is perfectly acceptable. But they cannot judge them because this is their path. Now, are all born this way? Yes. But some are born that way, but also must experience horrors in their childhood to reinforce that what they believe and how they handle their anger is appropriate. Dost thou understand?
Very interesting. Any follow-up or comments on that?
Yes, Mayama Joseph.
Mayama?
Is extinction of a species scripted?
Yes. But only to wake humanity up.
Joseph, I'm not sure how that fits with this question, but is there something more about this?
Well, I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Let's go on. Elaine's got her hand up. Let's go on to Elaine.
Yes.
Mayama. we had discussed it at one point that prisons had their own societies and that these individuals could not safely be among outside society, that they were too much of a danger once they figured out that this was an individual that had created some kind of horror and done some very bad things by our standards. So they would be put in that society.
Yeah.
By putting them in that society, though, we have pretty much pushed them aside and forgot about them. We
No.
still need, okay,
No. They
okay,
are omnipresent in thy lives. There are
yes,
shows about them.
oh,
People
yes,
discuss them. No, they are still teaching.
yes,
Go ahead.
that was part of it. But they also have to be included in our thoughts and prayers and meditations of divine love. We
Of
cannot
course.
ostracize them as being evil at the same time when they're supposed to be still a part of us.
Absolutely. We
Yes.
agree. They are supposed to show thee what any person can end up being. That is one thing they are supposed to show thee, but they are supposed to test thy divine love. And it is not just what thee would consider the worst of the worst. Even little worsts, like beings that have problems with drugs and alcohol and do difficult things when they are consuming these things, thee still must practice divine love with them as thee set boundaries of safety for thyself. We are not telling thee to lay down thy life for divine love. This is not something that works and never has. But what we are saying is, thee need to understand that this was a path that was given to this being, and they are doing an excellent job on their path, even if we don't understand it. And then thank them for bringing thee into the light of the pain that can create this situation in someone's life.
All right, any other comments on that? All right.
Yes. Hang on a
Elaine?
second. Yes.
Okay,
And I think there is some evidence of that at times in courts when they have come through a trial and the family of the persons that were killed turns to them and says, I forgive you. And they mean it, where
Yes,
they hold nothing against that person, knowing that this was, I guess, supposed to happen in the way that it did, but they hold no fault.
exactly. And they, for all they know, this person may have done a wondrous gift to one of the beings or all the beings that they helped cross over.
Yes.
So that karma is gone for that being, whereas they may have had a totally miserable existence for many more lifetimes trying to rid themselves of some horrible, indelible karmic problem.
Thank you, Mayama.
Mayama.
and we have lots of questions, so. So this question